Hello everyone, I'm Chris with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to today's video. We are going to go to Any Moto and check out two of the rarest NV Agusta motorcycles you might find anywhere on the internet. One of them is the Series Oro Brutality 1000 RR. It is gorgeous. We're going to go deep dive into the tech that these new NV Agustas have. The second one, well, that's a surprise. We're hoping the owner will bring it out. I'm confident he will, but if he doesn't, yeah, I'll show some pictures of it at worst case. But anyways, let's go check out these NV Agustas. You're not gonna be disappointed.
Like I said earlier, we're out here at Any Moto Power Sports. And I mean, right? This is amazing, amazing bike to be able to just talk about and look at. You don't see a ton of these. And this is NV Agusta's Brutality 1000 Series Oro, or Gold Series, because I mean, look at this thing. It is a work of art, you know, and that's what these things are, moving art, motorcycle art. NV Agusta's always made just gorgeous motorcycles, but they've really stepped up their electronics that they have in here. We'll go over that in a second, but first, if you can see this red here, there's actually red weave through this carbon fiber. And you heard a lot of words, you look at it and it's just, and that's where you leave it. You just leave it at the open mouth, gaping, going, oh my God, this is gorgeous. All right, so let's kind of go over what this motor is all about. You know, it's 1000cc or 998. It's got 208 horsepower in this particular configuration. There's also a box that comes with this bike that gives you a new ECU and a race exhaust, which brings us to 212 horsepower and 86 pound-feet of torque. Now, to get that horsepower out of this motor, they did a few tweaks to this engine, and it has titanium connecting rods, which makes it light and spin up really fast. The valves are also titanium. So everything internal is top notch. But so obviously, now that we talked about the motor, we got to hear it, right? I mean, this is the stock exhaust, and it does have a race exhaust to come. I believe it's an SC project, so it'll sound even better, but let's hear it, take a listen. Ladies and gentlemen, for an inline 4, that sounds mean as stock. That, oh my God, that sounds so freaking good. All right, so when we go over styling a little bit, I'm gonna obviously talk about the carbon fiber because this bike has so much of it. So you got all this carbon fiber here. It's got that red weave like I mentioned. And then you have this right here, it's a carbon fiber subframe. Absolutely gorgeous, but that's not where the carbon fiber ends. You have these beautiful Rapidtech BST carbon fiber red tinted rims. They're gorgeous, and here in the sunlight, you can see right here, oh my God, is it freaking pop. It is absolutely stunning when you look at them. You know, it's supposed to be a drag bike, and it's a super naked bike, or a hyper naked bike, if you will. 208 horsepower, yeah, it's definitely hyper. You look here, and you have these beautiful integrated winglets. A lot of motorcycles are doing this now, and NV has done it in obviously the most stylish way. I mentioned that box. That should tell you that it's rather rare. This is only number 26 of 300, and that's worldwide. We don't even know how many there are in the States, which kind of gives you an idea as to, one, how rare this bike is, and two, kind of how special the shop is to be able to have one in here. Now let's go into what makes this bike not only special, but really get into the same league as the other manufacturers, and that is its electronics. You know, for the longest time, these screens have been LCD, been boring. Even the new F3RC still has that LCD screen. Well, now you got this beautiful TFT display. All right, so let's go through this dash a little bit. As it starts up, you have this beautiful NV Agusta logo. Comes up, shows you the bike, and now you have the screen. Now there's two settings for the screen itself. You have race or disable race. And really the standard screen is this. It doesn't really show a whole, you can't really adjust a lot in it. There's not a lot of sections you can change to, but in race, you can change over, you can see your lean angle. You can also see how much G your rear and your front tires are seeing, meaning are you understeering a little bit, you're oversteering, you got that slide kicking out. They'll show you the G's. How awesome is that? Also, hello, fuel gauge. There's actually a digital fuel gauge on this display. How many other Italian bikes have that? Now, as we hit this little tab over here, you'll see we have traction control, which you can change on the fly and adjust. There's 8 levels of traction control. Go to ABS, really only 2. That's all they wanted to give you. Now you see there's another thing here. It says front lift control, on or off. That's all you get. Now, something really awesome that I thought that a bike to have is super unique. They have them in cars all the time, but it has your TPMS setup. And what that is your tire pressures, but not only that, your freaking temperatures. It'll let you know if you have cold tires or not. So if you actually go out to the track or go up the mountain and you want to make sure your tires are nice and sticky and warm, this tells you. A lot of motorcycles have wheelie control, this one included. What's really unique about this one is it has rear lift control or rear lift mitigation. So as you come into a turn hard, it'll actually keep the rear end down, which is amazing. It's just a really cool feature to have. Now, I want you to actually go into the custom riding modes because you have 3 different riding modes. They're all preset, but now you can go to the custom map. You can change a lot of different things. And something that threw me was this gas sensitivity. I thought it meant the type of gas you had. Actually, it's just what type of throttle response you have. You have either low or high, or low mid or high, meaning it's gonna be really responsive or it's gonna be less responsive. And then you have max torque of the motor. You know, to me that kind of seems like the same thing, but it actually, I think it gives you a lot more control over how you apply your throttle. And that level of control is really nice. And the fact that it's simple of 2 different settings, you're not gonna get lost in the numbers or anything like that. It's very intuitive. Now, as you look around, you see cables going into your suspension here, and that's because it's electronic. It has rebound, compression, it can change all those settings to really dial in the type of ride you want. Now, even with all of that, we'll kind of jump over here to the seat. It's beautiful, it's split. They say so it can show the carbon fiber off. It's hard. It's a very hard seat. It's beautiful, but man, is it rough to sit on. Another thing that is really cool that you can see that Envy has really stepped up their game is their Bluetooth setup. You can have your phone all connected through the dash. It'll show you who's calling. It'll give you all that contact list. Not only that, like if you go to the track or you say you ride up through the mountain or anything like that, it'll show you the telemetry from it. If you have the MV Ride app, and that actually, the Ride app is really cool too, because you can adjust all the settings you can here on your phone, which is really good connectivity between the two. And a kind of little quirky thing here is you look at the front end of this, and you're like, where's the key go? It's actually tucked away down here in the front on the clip-ons, and it's kind of really nicely hidden. It's gorgeous. It makes it so you don't have this gaudy freaking key slot right here in the front. It's actually just tucked away right behind the light, right behind the dash. It's really nice. It's a good touch. There's something really cool that Envy Agusta started doing, and I think they may have had it on some other bikes, but they're starting to roll out this. It's a parking brake. How cool is that? A parking brake on a motorcycle. Hopefully you can buy something like this. It's got the SCS, the smart clutch system, and it's pretty much like an automatic with a manual. I'm kind of freaked out, but interested to see how that goes. Oh my God. Like I'm trying to record this, now you bring something else more stunning out.
Yeah, and that's absurd.
Oh my God. So the owner here at Any Moto, he brought out another one of his babies, and a baby it is. Oh my God. So this right here, I'm not sure how many times you're ever gonna see an Envy Agusta Claudio in person, because there's only 100 of these worldwide. And again, how many are in the US? They're gonna be kind of scarce for you to ever get your hands on or even look at. And this particular one's number 28 because the owner, all of his bikes are numbered 28. And Envy Agusta, well, there's that relationship there. There's not a ton of tech specs that I'm gonna go into that the Serie Oro doesn't already have, and I didn't already go over with that bike. But 2 of the key notes that you notice here are your switches. You got the Nintendo style switches because it's more of a race bike, if you will. The dash is exactly the same as the Serie Oro. It's got all the awesome layouts. You know, the tire pressure sensor gives you the temperature and the pressures and all that good stuff. It's got the same motor, still 205, 208 horsepower. Once you put the race kit on here with the flash ECU, you're at 212, 216 horsepower. And I tell you what, to have my hands on it and look at it is more than enough. It is just, oh my God, gorgeous. So like the Series R, it has the red throughout the carbon fiber. This, obviously with the gold, has gold through the carbon fiber. It's just amazing touches that just make this bike so freaking stunning. And obviously it also has the BST Rapid Tech rims that are also gold. I want to talk about something. You see this stripe here? Go to your dealership and ask how much a set of Pirelli Supercourses are for a Claudio because of the gold stripe that are on there, and see what that number is. I guarantee it isn't what the normal Pirelli Supercourses are. To give you an idea how special this motorcycle is, the owner hasn't even started it yet. This bad boy has not been touched. She is absolutely beautiful. So these guys obviously can get anything because they have a great relationship with all these Italian brands. And I tell you what, if you guys are looking for something very specific, come and contact them. They'll do what they can to find that motorcycle for you, that special piece, something that somebody may not be able to get. These guys can get. What an amazing, phenomenal experience to get to stand and talk about and look at not only a Series or Brutality 1000, but a freaking F4 Claudio. I'd like to thank Any Moto Power Sports for getting these things out here for me, being able to look at them, being able to share them with you guys, because you might not see this bike anywhere else. You may see this one around, but that's a very maybe small chance because again, it's a 300 run bike. Whew. What a day, what a day. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I mean, you can pause it right here and just stare at them because wow. But with that, I'm out.